Government of France is buying more and more oil now. What do I need to do to get this? I just need extraction 3, don't I? Yeah! Okay. Serbia has declared war on Bulgaria. Just took the airbase, very nice. A country was reborn in the Balkans after the Weltkrieg, Greater Bulgaria, the titan of the peninsula uniting all of the Bulgarian lands and beyond. This kingdom for all Bulgarians was born in bloodshed and war, though defeating Serbia, Greece and Romania in the Weltkrieg, a move that these three nations are still bitter about today. This tension led to the formation of the Belgrade Pact, and this alliance of the Balkan states has now declared war on the Tsardom, throwing the nation into conflict once again. Will Ferdinand I save his nation from this overwhelming force, or will the kingdom be divided once more? Pretty sure that that kingdom is going to get divided once more. I don't think I've ever seen them win. Now I'm starting to run a bit low on manpower. Legation cities collapse. Disturbing news from Shanghai of the total collapse of the rule of the Legation Council. This news comes on the heels of earlier reports detailing how several unwise financial choices led to a devastating lack of economic confidence in the Legation cities, and ultimately the Legation cities' bankruptcy. Now the powers that formerly made up the Legation Council have all withdrawn from the institution, and many, primarily the Japanese, the Germans and the British, have sent in troops to protect their concessions from the approaching Chinese forces. The Shanghai Municipal Council has assumed control of Shanghai and its former neutral region, but the city is now little more than a prize for the great powers, and there are ongoing fights between the German and Japanese-backed Chinese troops in the streets. And China fractures even more. Yeah, look at that, another cut-off. Give you a hand. Vickers MG and Stokes Mortar. Which is good, because that's better. Broomsticks. I would very much like to research field hospitals now. Would I? 1937. Should also get better artillery. Should also start working on that. Should also start working on active sonar 2. Let's get the sonar 2 so we can start upgrading the destroyers. And there we go. That's how you do a cut-off. I'm pretty sure that this is just going to fall eventually anyway, so I think I may come and assist down here in the south. I'm going to let this division gain a little... no, I'm not. We're just going to move straight down here. I think that that's going to be the easiest way to get through. And our air support is already in place. How are we doing over here? Paraguay declared war on Argentina. Tensions have been running high between the two regional powers for years now, as the ideological differences drove the nations further and further apart. Support by Chile for the FOP in Patagonia and the incapacity of Argentina to quell the rebellion have finally come to blows as a joint offensive by the Argentinian army and armada was met by heavy resistance on the Rio Negro, with the Chilean forces opening fire on the advancing Argentinian troops. Well, would you like to have some troops? I can send you one guy. I think I can probably find a person. Could potentially even send the tank. Under-equipped, under-experienced. I was stupid. I didn't put you in an army, did I? Nope. Okay. Off they go. How many planes can I send you? You don't even have an airbase. Even China has air bases. The inauguration of the Second International Congress, with all the delegates in London, the Second Congress of the Internationale, began with a speech by Comrade Eric Blair in the so-called Shield and Sword speech. He underlined the need for the Internationale to double its efforts towards the forging of Damocles, a weapon capable of destroying the reactionaries of the world once and for all. Even more stability. The first Syndicalist Internationale, held in Paris, dealt with the spreading of the ideology overseas, supporting Syndicalist movements and strengthening the ties between existing Syndicalist nations, and thanks to the gathering success, the Second Internationale has been called to be held in London. Representatives from the entire world were greeted by a British artillery salute, a Scottish bagpipe chorus, and overall warm reception. As Europe rolls closer and closer to war, and military and economic cooperation between the Syndicalists is expected to be the primary topic of discussion, and France and Britain will once again call the shots in the Internationale's policy. The American question. On the second day, the delegates discussed the most pressing matter, the development of the Civil War in America. With Long and the federal government pushing the CSA onto the defensive, the decision was made to send additional help for Reed and his followers. I will definitely send you a crack fighter squadron. Oh, we can send to Chile as well? So we can. Okay, we're almost going to get our new research slot. Good. The John Maclean explodes! The John Maclean, named after the first president of the Union of Britain, was the largest airship ever built. She was constructed in 1935 as a propaganda tool, intended to show the world the achievements of the Union of Britain. In 1936 she made her maiden voyage and soon started making regular traffic to Paris. Today, as she was about to dock at the Paris airfield, she burst into flames and crashed to the ground. 35 people out of the 97, plus one ground crew, died. Hemingway's speech. With the American question settled, Ernest Hemingway, the Syndicalist delegate to the Congress, took the stage. He thanked all those who supported the CSA's cause and called on the socialist world to constantly battle the reactionaries. The speech was received with great applause, especially by the French delegation. The Ottoman Empire declared war on Bulgaria. Everyone's declaring on Bulgaria. Okay, so we can upgrade the military industries, which I am tempted to do. Although I was hoping that would give me some more dockyards, but it doesn't. Yeah, I think we're just going to continue working on these, just to get our factories up. It is time to make the north of England as a great northern powerhouse. With enough investment, it will soon be creating arms to support those fighting for workers the world over. And then we can also technology, which is going to be the artillery upgrade. Let's make sure we get the... Actually, before we do that, let's get the 1936 tanks. Seeing as we are actually using light tanks at the moment, it would be nice if we had slightly more modern ones. Have a whole bunch of reinforcements coming in. So I might not immediately be able to break through here, but at least we'll get some mountain combat experience. Chile requests support. The Chileans have asked for assistance in improving their army in the face of the hostile imperialist foes, such as Argentina. Bordered on virtually all sides by threats, Chile's position may become increasingly precarious without our help. Furthermore, they could provide invaluable at safeguarding the revolution in the New World. We cannot let them fall. You need help? We will send you help. You don't need help? We'll send you help anyway. Pretty short and motorized. How are we doing for close air support? Fighters we have loads of, but CAS we are short. Right. Does Chile have any air bases? It does. We can send 80! Wow! Okay. I need to set up a wing of 80 fighters. And once they're deployed, I can send them down there.
Come on, move out. Orders.
It's annoying me that you're not red.
Keep your distance.
It's the colour of the tanks.
Keep your
Reinforcements arrived. Stop. Go there instead. Especially as a whole bunch of those federal units are actually just leaving. And this is going to give us an even cleaner way to shoot south. Austrian Empire declared war on Hungary. Do I want to go and send some troops to Hungary just to mess them up? During the Austro-Hungarian Ausgleich of 1937, the Austrians promised an autonomous state to their empire that the minorities in Transylvania would also receive autonomy. The Hungarians, however, were unwilling to oblige with the dismantlement of their state and the privileges within the monarchy. In consequence, the Austrians have announced the intention to both humiliate Hungary and liberate the Slovaks, the Transylvanians and the Ruthenes by force. And already skirmishes have begun along the Austro-Hungarian border. Only time will tell the fate of the former dual monarchy. Contradictions of imperialism are self-evident. Arrived. Good stuff. Right, so you are also a tank division. Raymond Briggs. Pretty good. Good attack. Konev, even better. Eric Dorman Smith is actually an armor officer. I think I might train up Konev. And then your field marshal can be
Ready to move.
Paget, just to get him some experience. Okay, so oops.
Fall in.
Let's go there. The death of Philip Snowden. Philip Snowden, aged 73, passed away in his house in Tilford, Surrey. Although he resigned from the chairman's post almost a year ago, his authority and influence in the Union were unprecedented. During his funeral, the chairman of the TUC stated that Comrade Snowden has left us, but his ideas shall live on forever. The ceremony has turned out to be one of the greatest public manifestations of patriotism since the revolution in 1925. Sic transit gloria mundi. And we can have one more dockyard, which I'll just put onto convoys for now, because I want to make sure I have a good number. And the Santiago forces arrived. Good. So this is another infantry division, which I might actually give to Browning, just to get him that experience. Though Kenneth Anderson could also be good, and Armitage. And now I think I'm going to promote William Gott to Field Marshal, then have Gott be the one working with you. And we'll save Jack Jones for the Spain War.
Fall in. Ready.
Where do I want to deploy you? Is actually a very good question. Probably here, just to try and clear this out.
Yes, sir. Come on. Go, go, go.
The final act of the Second International Congress, with all the important decisions made during the first week, the Congress has moved on to less pressing matters. After 10 days of negotiations, discussion and politicking, the delegates came up with one final act, a declaration of eternal brotherhood and readiness to face the imperialists wherever they may be found. Workers of the world, unite!
Orders.
And I love the fact that that one infantryman is just sapping his organisation, so the counterattack is going to be deadly. Bring it. Bring it, bring it, bring it. Oh, you've already claimed all of that. Cool. And Konev, you've arrived? Yes. You're just hiding! I was hiding! Fact. Filthy Tretch player. I never actually played him. I always did the mages. Zerath was my best. Zerath was my main. In fact, Zerath was basically the only character I played. Played a bit of Lux early. I just like the "I was hiding" quote. He sounds so happy. The 1937 Dutch elections. The Netherlands has traditionally been one of the most politically stable nations in Europe, and the Dutch people have for years been entrenched in their own institutional pillars, which have tended to undermine radical tendencies. Due to the economic chaos caused by the Netherlands' close ties to Germany and Middle Europa and the rise of the far-left Red Front and nationalist VNH, the country's political situation is more tense than it has been for years. The coalition of conservatives and confessional parties that make up the CNA have once again won the election, albeit with a heavily diminished majority. Seeing the logic in taking advantage of the nationalist VNH's hatred for the left and the Landwacht paramilitaries, the CNA has hitched its wagon to the far right. I think we're about to break these guys in half. Here comes Dutchland. Oh, yeah. We are about to run out of oil. So I need to ratchet back my training regimen. A tad. Did they deploy? Yes. But they did not. How do you do this again? Shift click on you. Train. There we go. Okay. Boats. You're actually very nearly finished training.
Yes, sir.
Sweden has joined the Reichspakt. With a long history of economic ties to Berlin and rising radicalism in the region, and Sweden has formally joined the Reichspakt. Meanwhile, down here, Dutchland sounds like a theme park. True. There we go. We have our... I was going to say our first border with the AUS. It is not our first border with the AUS. It is just a border with the AUS. Oh man, you let them cross? Oh, we still have that crossing there, it's fine. Well... I think what I want to do here is push these guys back if we can. Go ahead and get some more planning preparation. And your work here is done. A modern-day witch? In an unusual turn of events, the government today announced the Witchcraft Act of 1735 is to be repealed, and those who are currently tried under the law are to have their sentences halved. Under normal circumstances, this would not raise eyebrows, as many old laws were imported in the creation of the new constitution and progressively rescinded, though this one stuck out. 1 week ago, a Scottish medium by the name of Helen Duncan was arrested on the grounds of falsely claiming to procure spirit and obtaining money under the false pretences before being sentenced to 9 months in prison. Duncan will no doubt go in history as the last person to be tried and arrested under the Witchcraft Act. Okay.
Ready.
Here we go. Glider planes. Paratrooper per plane 100%. Paratrooper organization plus 200%. Paratrooper anti-air defense plus 50. Cool.
Ready to move.
We found a witch. May we burn, huh? Okay, so all of you guys are now fully trained, so it is just the light cruisers that are sapping us of fuel. I'm just going to tell you to stop for now. Like, we have loads of naval experience. And currently, I need the oil. Ah, we have another carrier. Interesting. That one we will train. The RNS Formidable. CNTFAI declared war on Carlist Spain. Here we go. Another civil war for me to get involved in. And I don't currently have any tanks in the field. Can I deploy you? Yes. No. Right, well... yeah, see, I can send them too. I really wish I could send them the 2 tanks. Is there still a big encirclement in Indochina? That's a good question, I have no idea.
Yes, sir.
Probably. Yes. And actually, we've saved Cantho somehow. Well done, team. Let's make sure we hold on to the airbase, shall we? See, I would really like to send 2 tanks to CNTFAI. To the point where I'm tempted to cancel the Patagonian volunteers. And then this way I can at least send another tank division in. I might actually cancel the American armor, because that will free up Hobart and Hart. And then we can try to quickly win CNTFAI with the 2 tank divisions that we can send them. And then we can send in the People's Hussars plus the new unit. I think it only needs 1% more training before I can deploy it. CSA is doing extremely well with New England not being grabbed by Canada. Yeah, and getting that cutoff has been pretty big. Also, you have just reinforced that. Yeah, you know what? So this is not an exploit. I am recalling volunteers because I'm moving them somewhere else, so I can immediately send them to CSA. It's not like in China where I had to run. And like leave all the equipment behind. So we are going to send when they get back home again. Which is on the 24th of June. Okay. Ever since the defeat of Napoleon, Spain has been plagued by violent dissent and turmoil. No amount of pleading, deal-making and appeasement has managed to do more than paper over the cracks as tensions bubbled. Finally, they boiled over. The Spanish kingdom has been ripped apart by the 3-sided civil war between the numerous factions. The loyalists of the Madrid government, the supporters of the pretender Javier, and finally, the anarcho-syndicalist CNTFAI. There are already numerous reports of volunteers and equipment being shipped to Spain from all over the world to support one faction or another. Spain will be torn to shreds as the battlefield for ideological forces of the wider world. Alright, so what I'm thinking of doing here is we're definitely sending a Lend-Lease. I'm going to send you 50 convoys to make sure you can actually manage this. And I'm going to send you 50% of my total gun output to try and bolster you while we're waiting for the tanks to arrive. Kind of Zil. Damn it.
Listen up.
You guys should be red, but you can be a lighter red. Fine, darker red. Whatever.
All in.
And Konev, I'm going to have to replace you with the other tank guy, which was Eric Dorman-Smith, who is a real tank guy as well. 4 attack. Hello. And you actually managed to punch through there. Nice. In that case, you have that objective. There you go. Anqing took 8 states. Left Kuomintang was annexed. They did not survive until December. Damn it!
Orders.
If I can save those two, I'll be very, very happy. We can try. It's the best I got. That was just different Spains declaring war on each other. Oh, jeez. Already? CNTFAI is getting hammered. Four more days. And then I have to send them again. Okay, he took it back. Icelandic independence. The small Atlantic island of Iceland has long been ruled by the Kingdom of Denmark, coming under the control over 400 years ago, but recent events of the state of affairs at risk. With Black Monday and the Danish government's struggle to respond to the crisis, calls for complete independence continued to grow louder and louder until the government was forced to hold an independence referendum to determine the island's future. Now that the results are in, it seems that the pro-independence party have won, making Iceland Europe's newest republic. Though many may celebrate this day, others worry that the nation's newfound independence may be swept away by Britain or Canada, both of which eye it greedily. Whatever the case, the Atlantic has a new player. Does it? Does it indeed? Do-do-do-do-do. 22nd. Alright, Northern England is built up. Let's get Southern England as well. While the South hasn't been neglected to the same degree as the other regions, its workers will still underinvest. While the South hasn't been neglected to the same degree as the other regions, its workers still feel underinvested in. I'm guessing that's supposed to say. By investing in the area and expanding the talent of the great syndicalist workers, they'll be able to grow military industry rapidly. Some strange syntax. 4 more military factories. We're going to put 1 on carrier naval bombers, 1 on carrier fighters, one on close air support and 1 on motorized, I think. And we are also going to buy in some more rubber, which we will purchase from the Indo-Chinese Union. Because of course we will. 23rd and 24th. We're home. Meanwhile, Austria has taken out Hungary. Okay, CNTFAI. I have got some units for you. I will very, very shortly.